Well, as far as higher rate for longer, we expect that just for some time to go, it should be but certainly I would expect that perhaps Indian Central Bank will probably decouple from the rest of the central banks for the simple reason that our inflation trajectory is actually now turning out to be what we would really expect it to be. So it is already less than 5%. So I expect that if at all this kind of a trajectory continues, then maybe somewhere in the October-December quarter, we might see some kind of a reduction in the interest rate.
Oh, that's interesting. And it's interesting that you're saying that could be something that the RBI could take a call on separate of what the Fed does with its own policy decision. I do want to understand, sir, when I look at your stock, it's gained nearly 30%, if you can bring up that chart once again, 30% year to date. And I don't want a direct comment on the stock, but I do want to get your understanding on what is it changing about PSU banks in India. There's suddenly investors are buying into state-run banks. You know, there's always been traditionally a bit of a discount to private banks, but it seems like maybe the tide is changing for PSU banks such as SBI for investors. And are you getting that sense from investors as well? Are they liking the PSU banking story in India, and what are they specifically liking about the story?
Well, actually, it has so happened that, when, if at all, we can handle our advances very well, and that is something which is reflected in our provisions as well. And I think it holds good for the other PSU banks as well. But I think as far as we are concerned, we have invested well in terms of strengthening our underwriting practices. And also we have research. We have got the CRD, Credit Review Department in place, who are actually helping us in ensuring that we have the right risk being underwritten. And also at the same time, we are also ensuring that we should be in a position to have the right risk premiums also incorporated into our pricing. So I think there is quite a lot of consciousness on the part of the lenders and particularly for State Bank of India, where we are ensuring the right underwriting and thereafter the control follow-up, etc. And on the top of it, the ecosystem which has got created in the country has also led to some kind of a responsible borrowing from the corporates and as well as from the individuals, because now there's a culture-wide which we are having the risk rating, and also the credit bureaus are also in a position to comment upon about the behavior of the person in particular, or for that matter, corporate. So these are the kind of enablers which has helped the system to really improve its underwriting. And I think this is one of the reasons why perhaps market has also started recognizing the strength of the private sector banks, because they have got a very wide outreach. And for us also, for instance, more than 22,500 branches. And then it helps us in garnering deposit from across the country and spotting the opportunities across the country.